Hold still. This will change everything.
No, please, no!
It's in. You are upgraded.
Well, I hope I don't get kicked for that, but whatever, we'll see. Tired. Everybody's tired lately, man. It's just something going around. Anyway, let's get the 5x5s out of the way. This is going to be fairly short, 15, 20 minutes. But I do want to share some information in this video. Evolving Media, David, thank you for the 5x5. Let's Go, Ed Lee's, Prep to Adapt, Francine, thank you for the 5x5. Dobie, thank you for the 5x5. Base Bunny, Maryland, Flowngrown, thank you for the 5x5. Kimberly, Evolving Media, Patty, Mr. Landfill, Groundhog, Donald, Michelle, thank you for the 5x5. Jason, Total, All Consuming, Standalone, Bad Bottle, Sorsha, thank you for the 5x5. Trapper Bob, FU All, thank you for the 5x5. Vegan, Alcohol Prepper, Maria, Jeep Dog, Renee, thank you for the 5x5. Lone Wolf, Fever Gold, Tangible, thank you for the 5x5. Mitch, thank you for the 5x5. Let's see. Thank you for the 5x5, guys. And Prep to Adapt, thank you for the 5x5 on Rumble. Appreciate it. All right, guys. So let's start with 6G technology or 6G AI chips. Right. This is a neural interface for the brain. If I'm not mistaken, Trump just signed, or rather, he signed a directive to accelerate the 6G development to operate implantable technology, which will include AI brain chips known as biological interface systems to cortex or BISCs, right? So these are called 6G AI brain chips. This is very dangerous, and they're looking to expedite this technology. Now, normally stuff like this takes a while to get there, right? I mean, like we've heard that they were going to start implementing microchips into the brain, but I thought we had probably 20, 30, maybe 40 years to get there. Well, apparently this directive was signed with unbeknownst to anyone else. And I think it was also a directive to just accelerate 6G in itself. Now, 5G is pretty bad, and there are a lot of states that are not allowing for 5G. I think Trump is going to try to force a lot of those states who didn't want 5Gs to take on 6Gs. Let's see where this goes. I think that's a definite move. He's probably going to try to federalize this shit, but we shall see. Anyway, 6G technology, guys, is being developed to integrate AI native compatibility, enabling ultra-fast, low-latency connectivity that could support advanced human-computer interactions, including brain-computer interface, also known as BCI. While 6G networks are expected to be around or up and running by 2029, 2030, look at that year again, 2030, research indicates a convergence, of AI, 6G, and neural interface. This is probably going to happen more by 2035, 2040, because you're talking about technology, guys, that's just way too hard to develop right now. I mean, AI is going to help them out, and AI is probably going to help them develop this chip. But this is, guys, dangerous technology. Because here's the problem. This can be put into super soldiers. This could be put into an everyday humans. Remember that facial scanning stuff I talked to you about last week, about how they can scan your face to see whether or not you're going to commit a crime, to scan your face to what you call it? To see whether or not you're going to talk bad against Israel. This is the technology they're talking about. Stained Glass said, fake news, hard words to keep straight. What? I don't even know what that means. But yes, I had to look this up. And I looked this part up on Google, the part I just read you, the 6G technology being developed. This was on Google itself. So they're admitting this shit out. Transhumanism is definitely on its way. You know that transhumanism? I thought when people were talking about transhumanism, I thought they were talking about hybrid humans and animals, sort of like the doctor of Marilyn Monroe. But apparently, transhumanism also means cyborg or cyborgism, cyborgism, whatever it is. The interface of humans and computers. And here we go. They're trying to get there fast. And the problem with getting there fast is they're going to run into a lot of bump in the roads with this. We can even have people go offline, go offline and attack other humans. Because this interface in the brain, guys, allows for the brain to get hacked, allows for the brain to be controlled by whoever's controlling it. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Elon Musk is heavily involved in this. And if I'm not mistaken, before he had a falling out with Peter Thiel and Sam Altman, before he had a falling out with them, they were in heavy talks with this technology. Right now, that's up in the air because of this lawsuit that Elon Musk is going through with Sam Altman and Peter Thiel, OpenAI. Right, so there is that. Cyborganism. All right, thank you. I did say that right. Yes, Michael, they'll be able to read your minds by micro expressions of your face. And if this technology is what I think it's going to be, they'll even be able to read your brain waves. So if they can read your brain waves, they can read your mind. All right. Again, Apple put in for that technology, and now this technology is all being put into this one thing. So let's get to the meat and potatoes of this shit. 6G and AI brain interaction developments. Brain-computer interface, also known as BCI, 6G networks are expected to enable real-time, high-bandwidth connections between the human brain and external computer, potentially allowing for control of machines with thoughts. So obviously, you're supposed to have this stuff in your brain, and you're supposed to be able to cycle through the mechanics of this stuff just using your thought. I'm going to go, you know what, fuck it. So if an EMP goes down, you're toast. If you're one of these humans that have this shit in, if you're paralyzed, they're definitely going to have people who are paralyzed or blind with this stuff first. They're going to entice you. You want to walk again? You want to see your kids? Put this shit in your brain. Now, the chip that you saw in the beginning of the AI video, it's a lot smaller than that, a lot thinner. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's supposed to be like flexible or some shit, like a flexi material, right? Not like a hard steel a piece. That's to my knowledge. I could be wrong. Brain caliber or AI streaming. Researchers suggest 6G will allow wireless devices to stream AI computing capabilities that match the capacity of the human brain. Neural implants. Studies are exploring tiny single-chip neural implants that can read and decode neural activity in real time, supporting the advancement of BCI functions. 6G chips. The universal 6G chip has been developed by that supports all frequency bands from millimeter wave to sub-terahertz. Am I saying that right? Sub-terahertz, which is crucial for handling the massive data load associated with AI-driven application. Keep in mind, guys, you're going to have this abundance of wave, Bluetooth, you name it, megahertz, subhertz, whatever it is, going through your brain. This is probably going to cause brain cancer as well, but whatever. I'm not getting this shit, so I don't know anything about it. Let's see. All right, potential health and safety aspect. While 6G offers significant advancement, some researchers warn that high-frequency spectrum used in 6G could impact brain activity and/or cause cancer. I just said that. The key players involved is NVIDIA, NVIDIA, am I saying that right? Is the leading efforts to building 6G AI native platform aiming to integrate computing directly into the network. So you'll also be downloading yourself. And this is, guys, this is where the whole transferring human consciousness come from. It comes from this because they're wanting to see if you can download your thoughts into the computer. That's the first step, downloading your thoughts, downloading your dreams, downloading the activities for the day. Whatever you did for the day, you're recording it and then downloading it. They're trying, this is moving faster than I thought. China has unveiled a 6G chip with speeds up to 100 gigabytes per second, focusing on all frequencies and photonic technology. The U.S. is pushing 6G leadership with proposals with targeting in the year of 2028-2030 for development to support AI and implantable technologies. The timing. While research is accelerating, 6G is expected to be standardized and commercialized around 2030. That means 2035 or 2040. Because anytime they give you this early of a date, they're going to see some shit that's going to pop up and they're going to oh, there he goes. We're going to have to push it. Potential application, health and medical. Here we go. Monitoring and treatment for epilepsy, blindness, and paralysis. I said that earlier. Human machines and interactions, advanced intuitive controls of robotic systems and digital environments. This is where the whole doctor thing goes, right? So doctors are going to be operating on you while operating on you. So Dr. Steinfeld, because of course, Tiny Hat, he's going to be operating on Susie and Rick in another state at the same time. So he'll physically be operating on Susie while he'll be operating on Rick via thought by a robotic computer in another state altogether. That's the idea. That's the idea of where they want to go, or treating two people at the same time via Zoom and in person. Anyway, human-machine interactions, advanced intuitive controls of robotic systems and digital environments, and data processing, edge intelligence that enables AI decision-making directly to connected devices, which also means, guys, super soldiers will have the capabilities of thinking on the fly as fast as they possibly can. Again, if the human brain can interface with this technology and think at the speed that the AI is thinking at, that's where the problem is. There's a lot of problems here. This whole thing's a problem. But the brain capacity and the brain thinking on a speed or at that level, I think it's almost an impossibility. But again, that's just me. Our brain thinks at a certain speed. It can think faster if we were able to use all of our brains. Can this unlock our brain to use all of? I don't know. I have no clue. But this is bad. This is very bad. This is probably one of the worst things I've read in a long time. And the fact that they have a 2030 deadline, which again means 2035, 2040. They're gonna run into a lot of bump in the roads. They're gonna have this shit run. They're gonna have a human with this shit running around killing people left and right. And they're gonna be like, oh, we can't call him back. Because then if he is able to absorb this and become, if they give him ASI with this chip in his brain, he becomes God in an essence. Sort of like what they were hinting at with the movie with, what's her name? The sexy chick, Scarlett Johansson. What was the name of that movie that she was in? Where she had the, Lucy. Thank you, Jason. Jason put that before I actually said that. But yes, Lucy. Lucy, in all intents and purposes, became God. But people didn't want to say that or realize that. I didn't watch the movie. I actually never sat through the movie. I sat through the movie in bits and pieces, but she essentially became God. That was the gist that I got from what I took away. I'm going to sit down and watch the movie now because look where we're headed. But she essentially became God, and that's what a person with ASI in the chip in the brain could become. They could essentially unlock the rest of their brain using it. 100% of our brain, guys, puts us at God status. It's been a theory for a long time because there are things we can do and we wouldn't, using 100% of our brains would put us in an entirely different ball field. And a lot of people are scared of that, scared of humans using 100% of their brain. We wouldn't even be in these bodies anymore. We probably wouldn't even have use for this body. We would be able to transcend through time and space. This body would be your vessel, but your brain and capacity that it can operate at would be far beyond anything we can comprehend. We can't even comprehend what our bodies could do if we were able to use 100% of our brain. And it has been said over time and in theory that if we were able to use 100% of our brain, we would be unstoppable. We would be an unstoppable being. We would be able to again travel through time and space. We would be able to go to another planet, like what is that? Kepler, for example, or what's the other? Alpha Centauri. Alpha Centauri, right? Is that it? Alpha Centauri, the next solar system that's closest to us. We'd be able to travel there through time and space, right? Again, that's if we were able to use 100% of our brain. Now, again, that's always been the theory. What was the other one? The limitless, right? That's the other thing, right? You use more of your brain, you could do a lot more. You can multitask and shit like that. Yeah, but anyway, that's the theory. That's the theory. But that's the direction that they're headed in. Metropolis. I didn't see that movie. I want to see it though. Is that the one with Adam? Is it Adam Driver? Right? Is that his name? Darth Vader. McAfee. Not if yes, that if God stopped it, but would he stop it? Right? Because I would be hoping he would stop a lot of shit that's about to happen now. Resident, we don't use 100% of our brain. It's been proven time and time again. Look it up. We don't have the capacity to use. They said that there was talk or research coming out that we had used more of our brain when we were first not Neanderthals, but when we became man or Homo sapiens. We used a little more of our brain than we use now. The technology that we're using today is helping use less of our brain capacity, right? And so they said we used more of our brain when we were early man. And the implications of using even that capacity of our brain is why they keep us stupid, dumb, and docile. Because if we used more of our brain, we'd be unstoppable. And yes, we do not use 100% of our brain. It's been proven that we don't. They're dormant sides of our brain, like we have our brain in our head. There are dormant sides of our brain. But we don't use 100% of our brain. Like we don't even come close to it. Because there are parts of our brains that when they scan it, it's just dormant. It's there, there's electrical, but we're not using it. So right now, as it stands, we're only using I think it's a little over 10% of our brain, but they said the humans use only 10% of their brain is a myth. We use a little more than that, but we don't use 100%. That's for sure. I think we're now using about like 20 or 25% of the brain capacity, but we're not using 100. But anyway, again, that's all theory as to how much, but we don't use 100%. Science says we don't use 100% of our brain. I mean, listen, they could be lying, but the theory of 100% brain. Look up. What if humans used 100% of their brain? Look that up. Go down that rabbit hole. And then you'll be like, holy shit. And the reason here's the other reason why we don't use 100% of our brain. People who do telepathy, people who do what is that called? When you move shit, they hook people's brain scans up to that, and they use a little more than we currently do, whatever that is, right? And they see parts of that brain is lit up when they use it. The average human, that's not lit up. That's how they know we don't use 100% of our brain, right? So again, look it up. It's very interesting shit. And keep in mind, there are parts of the brain that's unmapped, meaning they still don't know what the fuck certain parts of our brain does or will do. Yeah, Jasenia, they said 10% is a myth. Some people say 20, 25, but there's no exact number, but we don't use 100%. I know it's a shock to a lot of you people. That's why you have to read books. I'm sorry. Anyway, with that being said, guys, I went over my time. I am going to This is old. Betty, yes, it's not 10% anymore. 10% was a long time. Actually, for a long time, it was 5%, and then it moved to 10, and now they're saying that it's no longer 10. 10's a myth. But there is no, are you kidding me? Okay. I'm trying to shut this down, but I did something stupid. Oh, boy. You kidding me? This thing. That's crazy. You know what? There it is. This is crazy. This laptop, when it. Okay. There it is. Back. All right, anyway, yeah, this laptop is hooked to the iPad. I could move the arrow to the iPad. Woke people use 5% of their brains. Probably. I would definitely say that. But yeah, look up brain capacity used. You'll see it up. Anyway, guys, thank you for joining me. Appreciate it as always. I will see a lot of you guys tomorrow. No, sorry, Friday night for a doubleheader. Outside of that, guys, thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.